Hello, my name is Sarah Chataway and I'm the manager of the Student Support Service at Thomas Pocklington Trust, and I'm really delighted to be invited today to address you all as part of this Nystagmus event. So I'm being invited today to talk you through our Student Support Service and what it is that we offer and how we might be able to support either you as a parent or you as a student as you make your journey into university. So who is Thomas Pocklington Trust? Well, we're a national charity and we support blind and partially sighted people to live the life that they want to lead. And we have three focuses, and that's education, employment and engagement. And those three E's underpin the work that we do. So the Student Support Service obviously is part of one of our services for Thomas Pocklington Trust, and it sits under our education headline, but we also support students through their journey into employment through our employment service, which provides that direct advice and information, and also for children, young people and their families. We also have a service and for under 16-year-olds to be able to support them through their educational needs. So hopefully our service will be able to support families and young people through that journey, through education, into further higher education and then into employment. So what is our student support service? Well, our service is there to support students with a vision impairment aged 16 plus to get into and to get the best out of further or higher education. So that's universities or college. It's there for students, their families and also for professionals. So what does our service offer? How can we help you? Well, our service is predominantly an online resource. So on our resource pages, you will be able to find pretty much everything that you need to know about your journey into and through university. So we've got our 6 steps into higher education, and I'm going to go through 5 of those steps today. We've got information on DSA, budgeting, all sorts of things, and our links here in our presentation. So you should be able to find most of your information on our website, which is made up of written information, case studies, testimonials, video clips and audio clips. But we also provide an advice and guidance and advocacy service. So that's that one-to-one support that parents or young people may need, or professionals around advice. So some of the things that we've provided advice around is around disabled students allowance, around accessible exams, around accessing accessible textbooks and supporting some students through complaint systems as well. So we also run and support a number of events. So we support Look UK's Get University Ready events. And we also have hosted a number of webinars, particularly around disabled students allowance. That's been our focus over this summer. So we have a webinar delivered by the Student Loans Company all about the application process and how you might want to apply and how you can apply for DSA. And then we also have a webinar presented by an assessor. So once you've gone through your DSA application process, you will get a letter from the Student Loans Company to say that you are eligible. And then you have to go through an assessment process, and that assessment isn't for your eligibility for the support, it's about what support you might need through disabled students allowance, and we'll talk a little bit about that later on. But we have these 2 excellent webinar resources. We also have a number of different networks. We've got a Facebook group which we would really encourage you to join. It's for young people, students past and present, and also for professionals and families as well. And that's a place for people to share information, ask questions, find support and provide that peer-to-peer support. And we'll be arranging a number of events around that Facebook group as well, so please do look it up and join. We also engage in policy and influencing. So we've done some campaigning work around disabled students allowance, and we've recently just held a meeting between the Student Loans Company and a number of students that have just been through the DSA assessment process in order to discuss what works and what hasn't worked, so that the Student Loans Company are able to put in place the mechanisms they need to make the process better for visually impaired people applying in the future. And we also share best practice and have a number of COVID-specific information and guidance. And recently we've just launched our higher education guidance. It's for anybody supporting students at university during COVID. So we've got links to resources, some top tips, and a number of best practice examples as well. But it's also a useful resource for parents or for students with vision impairment who are going through university at the moment during COVID, because you can have a look there and see some of the things that you might or could expect from your university. So please do check it out. So as you can see, we cover quite a lot. But what I've been asked to talk to you today about is about this application process into university, because I'm sure there's many of you out there at the moment who are looking towards the next academic year and thinking, what do I need to do to get ready for university? How do I apply? So I'm going to take you through 5 of our steps into university. And all of this information is on our website. So these 5 steps are: step 1, the UCAS application process; step 2, applying for university; step 3, financing your studies; step 4, choosing the right accommodation; and step 5, getting support in place. You might not do these steps in order. You might want to go through all of these steps, and you might move from one step and go back a step, but all of the information is there for you. So step 1, the UCAS application. So on our website, we have some links to the UCAS website where you will actually find all the information, advice and guidance and resources that you need. One of the top things is research. Look into it, find out what it is that you need to do for that UCAS application. Talk to others, talk to teachers, talk to peers, talk to your parents, talk to friends, families. Join our Facebook group and speak to other students and find out what the process was like for them. You have to go through the application process, and UCAS will talk you through step by step what you have to do. But it always can seem a little bit daunting, isn't it, at that time when you really have to sell yourself and think about your strengths and why it is that you want to go to university, but really use that process to really think these things through. And declaring your vision impairment, it's up to you whether you declare your vision impairment at this stage. There's pros and cons for doing it. And different students, some students choose to and some don't. But if you can declare it at an early stage, your vision impairment, then it's about the universities putting the right support in place to support you. So again, join our networks, ask questions and have that conversation, and go through the UCAS website and really spend some time. If you've got any questions, then of course come back to our service. All our contact details at the end of this presentation. Step 2, applying for university. So think about what university you'd like to study at. There's lots of choices and there's no right answer. There's only the right choice for you. So would you like to do study at a city university or a campus university? So city universities tend to be spread out a bit more throughout the city, but you can use public transport. Some run shuttle services between the different sites. And you tend to go and access local amenities more. Or a campus university where everything is on site, where you know that everything you're going to need is all within walking distance or shuttle bus distance. So find out, think about what works for you. Think about the kind of course that you would like to do, and don't be put off by a course by thinking that it might not be the right course to you because of your vision impairment. The universities have a responsibility to put in place support to enable you to do your studies. So again, join our Facebook group, talk to other people about the courses that they've done, speak to the university. You're going to hear this a lot through the presentation. Speak to the university as early as possible, find out what kind of support they have on offer. Each university will have a disability team. It's really important you make contact with them as soon as possible to find out what support they can provide, so how they can transcribe materials for you, whether or not you may be able to get some support with in lectures, with guiding, whatever you need. Have that conversation with them and ask to speak to the team. Check out the university and ask for a tour of the university. Obviously during COVID this might be a bit difficult, so you'll have to speak to the universities about what risk assessments they have in place and how they are allowing new or potential students onto campus. But contact them and ask for a tour of the university that might be separate from a general tour, and explain that you will need to and might want to know about how you can navigate the buildings, find out a little bit more about the area and whether that university is right for you. And on our website for step 2, you will find a really handy checklist, which is full of all of the information and advice that you need for step-by-step questions that you will need to consider when applying for university. Step 3, financing your studies. This is a big one, and there's lots of different areas of finance that you might want to think about. So, are you going to get a student loan to pay for your course, or are you paying for it independently? So you need to think about that. You may also be eligible for a bursary or a grant, and there are hundreds of different bursaries out there for all sorts of things that are based on might be based on the course you're studying, where you live, your age, all sorts of things. So it's well worth having a look, and we've got information on our website about that. Government benefits, so you might be entitled to some government support. So for example, personal independent payment, PIP. If you don't already receive PIP, you may be eligible for that, and that may be able to support you at university as well. And the most popular one is a disabled students allowance, and this is really is an important allowance. It's a grant. You do not have to pay back this money, and it's there to support you to meet those additional costs at university that you will incur because of your vision impairment. So they covers things such as non-medical help, so that might be supporting your lectures, note takers, all sorts of things. It may also cover equipment, so that may be that you require braille, or you require some electronic equipment, a computer, software. You will have to pay the first £200 for your laptop, but everything else above that will be provided by your DSA. There is a limit to the amount of money that you can apply for, but it's well worth applying for it. It can be quite a long and difficult process, but we talk you through every step on our website and through our webinars, and it really does make a difference to students in being able to engage with your studies. So please do look into that. And again, it's really important that you apply for DSA at the earliest opportunity. The sooner you apply for it, the better chance that you have for that support to be in place when you start university. And then you also have to think about managing your money at university, and we are really pleased to have teamed up and with a project called Student Dosh, which is run by my bank, and we have lots of resources on our website as part of this Student Dosh program that talks you through bank accounts, different banks, so challenger banks versus high street banks, the different kind of apps that you might want to consider. There's also information and tips around budgeting, what you might need to budget for, when money might be coming into your account. We have an Excel spreadsheet that's been pre-populated that you can put in all of the money that you might be coming in and some of your outgoings, so you can start planning. It's got some advice around jobs and also around bursaries, grants, and all of the other things that I've talked about. So it's a really well equipped resources on our website, so please check them out. But that's one thing you'll have to consider as well. Step 4, choosing the right accommodation. The right accommodation for you may not be the right choice of accommodation for somebody else. It's really important that you think about your needs and what you want to get out of university. Each university will have a different time by which you need to select your accommodation. So it's really important you check with the university and you make sure that you apply in time. It might be that you want to do a house share off campus. It tends to be more popular with second or third year students. Or you might want to go for student accommodation. So this could be on-campus accommodation, or it might be off-campus accommodation, but it's usually accommodations attached to the university. And some accommodations actually offer board, half board, full board, so breakfast, lunch, dinners that are all prepared and part of your rent. And others are self-catering. So really it's up to you for what's the right choice for you and what your experience is at university. So check. You may also need a bigger room for your guide dog, or you might want to think about things like, would you prefer a room that's north facing so that you can control the light that comes into your room, or is that a different option? Do you need a ground floor flat? What do you need? So think about that. And our web pages talk you through all of the kind of different things that you might want to think about, and the things to think about when you're selecting accommodation and the different types of accommodation. Step 5, getting your support in place at university. So even if you have your disabled students allowance, there's still things that the university can do to support you through your studies. So get in touch with them as soon as possible. Go via your disability student office. Share with them a copy of your DSA report if you have it, but they will also have to do a separate assessment with you because they offer different support. So this will be additional support on top of your DSA, and they'll be able to talk you through what they can offer and how they'll be able to support you through your course. And you may find that as your course progresses that you will need different support, and your university will be able to help you to identify that as well. So these are your 5 steps into thinking about university. The 6th step, which I haven't included in this presentation, is really about, well, actually, maybe I just would like to take a gap year. So we've got information on our website about taking a gap year and what that involves in maybe working abroad, travelling abroad, or working in the UK. So there's some information on there for you as well. So I hope that this has not overwhelmed or scared or put anybody off for applying for university, but it just breaks down all of those things that you will need to think about when you go to university. And I just want you to feel really reassured that support is at hand through the Thomas Pocklington Trust and our student support service if you do need any support or you have any questions. So how you can contact us, lots of different ways you can contact us. Good first start is visiting our website, www.pocklington-trust.org.uk/student-support, and there you'll find all of our resources and information and advice. If you can't find what you're looking for, or you actually want some or would like some tailored support, then why not contact us at student support, all one word, at pocklington-trust.org.uk, or call us on 0203 757 8040. You will be asked to leave a short message on our answer machine service, but we will get back to you as soon as possible. Why not check out our Facebook group? The link's here on this slide. And we also have a YouTube channel where all of our videos are uploaded as well, so please do take a look at that. So I'm sorry that I'm not able to meet you all in person during these difficult times and during COVID, but I hope you found this presentation interesting and helpful. And if you do have any questions, as I said, please do contact our service. That's what we're here for. And lastly, just say really good luck with your university journey. Thank you.